Hello and welcome. Lauren Verona is my name, and we're here in Zenko Yoga Nusa. We believe there are 4 continents actually, moving and raising awareness for a much needed cause for yoga for freedom. Thank you to Atira Tan for all of her work that she does for this cause. My name is Lauren Verona, and I've been supporting Yoga for Freedom for 3 years running now at our studios here on the Sunshine Coast, Zenko Yoga. We're in Bedina and Nusa, and now I have this online studio that some of you are watching. Hello. So today's practice will be around compassion for ourselves and others. As we move our bodies by saluting the sun and then moving down and transitioning down onto the earth and into our Shavasana practice, honouring those around the world who are right now giving up their bodies, their spirits, their minds for others, honouring those who have been traumatised from doing this. Sex slavery is prominent. In fact, there's more sex slaves right now than there has ever been in history at this one time. Atira Tan, who puts together Yoga for Freedom, was in Nepal some many years ago doing her work and learned about the Chinese and people from India that were stealing children to take them from Nepal and their devastation after not only losing their homes but their families, to take them to other countries to work, some of which involved them being completely tortured and are still being tortured to this day, and being worked as slaves. So our bit that we can do through our practice and through our teaching is to hold compassion, not just for those victims, for the perpetrators who too have suffered in their lives to be able to do such things to victims, and those too must be in a world of pain. May we show them the light, may we send some love to them as well, for them to wake up and to come back into their bodies and to show love and compassion. Let's start in a seat, feeling our connection to the earth beneath us, breathing deeply in through the nose and out the nose, feeling our spines long. It's so often that we come in to do a practice like yoga and our intention is around us and what we want out of practice. So it's a wonderful opportunity to take our yoga out into the world and think about what we can actually give to the world through our practice and through our vibration. So feel the energy around your heart now. It's reflecting on what freedom means to us, freedom in our bodies, freedom in our minds and our spirits. I was just explaining to my 6 and 7-year-old daughters what other children her age around the world are experiencing. And both of them, realised and said to me, "Mummy, we're so lucky that we are here and that you're our mummy and that we're in Australia. And we're so blind by what is going on. Media focusing on so many other issues and items, forgetting about those that are suffering day and night." Tuning into those frequencies, doing our bit now. Left hand to the earth, right arm to the sky. Take a deep breath in and exhale as you lean into it. Do it just like that. Inhale, come back up and out. And we're just going to flow and move into our bodies. Today, coming all the way up and out. Interlace the fingers behind you, draw the shoulders back and down, let your heart lead your practice. Exhale, return the hands. Interlace the fingers, elbows lift, inhale. Palms away, exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, release. Shoulders draw back, inhale, lift through the chest. And exhale. It's got a circle of joy. 2 more like that. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, rounding. Inhale to extend. Exhale, release. The hands join again. Or you can just press them behind you to support you as you lift the chest here. Exhale, return the hands. 2 rounds. We've got our 3rd round now. Breathe it in. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Dedicating our practice to those around the world. Some of those who are having sex up to 40 times a day. Come to bring your hands out in front of you, uncrossing the legs beneath you. We're coming to all fours. Inhale now, heart forwards. And exhale as you round your spine. Exhale. Let the head just hang. Come again, 2 more like that. And let it out. Exhale. Beautiful. Melt that tremendously loving, giving heart of yours down onto the earth now as you move into melting heart pose. All the way down, you can rest your chin or your forehead at the earth. Feel your arms long. Start to walk your hands over to the right side of the room now. All the way over we go, and you can stay up high on the hips. You're welcome to draw the hips back towards the heels, adding on and bringing your head all the way through the arms and back down onto the earth. You can even stack your left hand on top of the right. Slowly starting to lift up and release, walking the hands all the way over to the other side of the room. If you did previously, bring the head through the arms. Before returning the hands back out in front, tucking the toes, lifting, supporting your practice. Upside down V shape we know as our downward facing dog, pedaling up through the feet. Really slow your pedal down. We begin to see more and have more clarity and understanding when we slow down the racing, speeding mind and the often racing, speeding body. As Sarah was saying, often she rushes in here from work to get here, and it can take that time in the practice to slow down. But today being a nice slow Sunday, she's able to already kind of be in the practice as we arrive. Start to walk your feet now towards your hands. Coming all the way up to meet with the hands. With an inhale and lengthen the spine, halfway lift. Exhale as you fold down, brushing the arms, lifting the arms as we extend them to the sky. Interlace the fingers, turn the palms away. They lift towards the ceiling now. Exhale, just take the arms sideways and let's just bring some movement and rotation into the wrists. Yeah, remembering to go in both directions. And let's just start to wake up the body a little bit. Keep the arms wide. Let's open the fingers and bring them in. The fingers come in behind the thumbs, and let's flick the hands out. Flick, flick. That's it. Keep it going. This will start to become a little challenging in your arms. Notice what meaning you put around sensation. Because there's 5 more. And then a chance to have some gratitude as we bring the hands into water hearts. Gratitude to the freedom that we have in our lives, in our bodies, in our homes, in our workplaces. Looking up now as you lift the arms towards the ceiling. Exhale to fold down. Rise on the in-breath. You can bring your hands to the shins of the floor. Exhale as you fold. Stay folded here. Let's just connect in with a forward fold. You can clasp your elbows overhead. Let your head just hang. You can look left, right, yes and no. Freeing up the neck, tension, tightness. And then reach the arms out wide, outside of the legs, reach them long, cross the arms behind you, swivel the feet so they're about hip width apart, then bring the crossed arms inside the legs, bring right hand to left shin and left hand to right shin. And that way we can bring the head down and lift through the hips, drawing the back away from you. Freeing up the shoulders. Feel that sense of freedom in your body. Take 2 more breaths. And release the hands down onto the earth as you step your way to a plank position. For 5 deep breaths as you gaze forwards and press your fingertips into the floor. Suction the hands, heels draw back, navel draws in. After your 5 breaths, or any stage you need to, you can lower down onto your knees. And then we will bring the knees down onto the earth. Untuck the toes if they're still tucked. And elbows brush the body. Lead forward with your heart as you come all the way down towards the earth. Inhale, lift now the chest, cobra pose. Exhale, release. Take your hands a little wider so they come off the mat, come up onto the fingertips. Inhale, extend the spine. Good. Exhale, lower back down. Now take the hands off the earth. Keep the elbows folded. Bring your left elbow to your left hip and your right elbow out in front of you. Beautiful. Inhale, return. Exhale, right side. Come again once more on each side with your breath. Release the hands, clasp the elbows overhead, rest the forehead down between the arms. Here you can also let the heels roll away from the body. Hold on to both of your elbows now. Start to look up, so bring the head off the floor. And then let's start to take the elbows off the floor. Use the core and lift the arms. Beautiful. Release the hands beneath the shoulders, tuck the toes under, support yourself back via the knees to downward facing dog. Extend your right leg to the sky. Knee to the chin as we exhale, carry it forwards, bring the shoulders over the wrists. Inhale, extend the leg towards the sky. Bend the knee, open through the hip here. Keep pressing the left heel down towards the floor. And then use the next exhalation to bring the foot between the hands, lowering the back knee as we frame the face again. So extend through the arms, fold at the elbows and clasp the elbows. Lift through the chest. See if you can bring the arms back behind the ears. One last breath. Bring your left hand down to your left thigh and your right arm extends to the sky, perhaps even taking your gaze there. Beautiful, release. Bring both hands to the floor. Travel back, so your weight's now in your back left leg. And come forwards and come up onto the right heel of the foot. Just hip the weight back, that's it. Now we can bring weight forwards into that front foot. Glide yourself forwards, plant the hands, tuck the toes of the back leg, extend your right leg towards the sky, inhale, exhale, bring the knee back in towards the chin, exhale, inhale, come to a plank position. Knees or straight legs as you come down through your chaturanga now. Beautiful. Left leg to the sky as you inhale. To the chin on the exhale, so you can feel that heat as we work. Inhale, extend the leg, bend the knee, open through the hip. Yogi's timing as you step the foot between the hands. Lowering the back knee. Look up, extend the arms. Clasp the elbows. See if you can just swap the grip around a little bit. Elbows draw back, sternum lifts, chest lifts. Safely with the active core, right hand to the right leg, left to the sky. Yeah. Ardha Hanumanasana, half splits. Bring the hands back out in front of you, come back into the back right leg, flex through the left. Yeah, a little bit of moving into some heart opening poses today. Bring it forwards now, weight forwards, hands, press down. Take that left leg towards the sky, inhale. To the chin, exhale. To a plank, inhale. To lower, knees or straight legs, exhale. Inhale, lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Lower the knees down towards the floor now. Untuck the toes, bring the hips back towards the heels and walk your hands toward each other as though they're clapping into each other, and bring the head back through the arms. Feel the spine long. And then let's press the forearms down to the earth, but bend at the elbows so you bring your hands all the way towards the back of your spine. Now press the elbows into the earth and feel the opening. Good. Lead with the elbows as you take them off the floor and look forwards. Come up to a low kneel now, lifting up, and then bring the elbows out wide. Let's get open into this chest. Draw them back. Inhale. Exhale, close it off. Stay strong through the core. 2 more. Eagle arms, left arm coming underneath the right, the elbows can wrap. Release your arms slowly, and this time take the right arm underneath. Garudasana. Sometimes when we dedicate our practice to others, we're able to kind of get out of our own way, get out of our own head and our own issues, I think a little broader, give a bit more of perspective on the world around us that we surround ourselves in. Inhale, open up through those arms once again, and then reach back, and let's see if we can hold the elbows behind us. Yeah, good. Lift the sternum, keep drawing the navel in, and then swap grips with the arms, and the hands clasping the opposite elbow this time, lifting. And then tuck the toes under. Release the hands and start to support yourself up to a high kneel. Let's stay with the toes tucked for this one. Bring the hands to the sacrum and start to lean forwards with the hips. So we're moving into just a gentle camel for this round. We might revisit again. Lean forward with the hips, skyward with the heart. And when you are ready, a variation today, bring the hips back down onto the heels and let's stack both of our fists underneath our forehead. Return the hands back out in front, tuck the toes and extend the legs, lifting back to downward facing dog. From dog, lift high onto the balls of the feet. Take an in-breath. Bend the knees. As you exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, fold. Brush and reach. Arms extend. Come through heart. Reach back. Let's apply those camel arms again. Lean forward with the hips. Skyward with the heart. And here you can start to bend the knees. Beautiful. Release. Let's take a forward fold, clasping onto those elbows as a release and a cooling fold after deepening that back bend. Hands come down into the earth now. Stepping or jumping to your plank position. Breath in as you look forwards and prepare. Lower the knees down to the floor. We're coming down onto the earth. Sphinx pose, elbows beneath the shoulders. Bring the heart forwards. Yes, left leg draws in towards you. Swap it over as the right draws in and left goes away. Once more each side. And again. This time as the left comes in, is it available to you to reach back and clasp the top of the foot? You can come down to the floor for this. Or you can lift your right forearm off the earth. You can alternatively do this laying on your side. So we're wanting to get open into that front leg, which is going to assist us in our back bending. Release that one slowly and let's come to the opposite side. So it's the right hand to the right foot, left the head forward to the forearm, or extending the body long, or coming onto your side. Feel like you can really press the kneecap towards the back of the room. Gentle release as you choose a resting position here, forward to forearms. And here in this variation, take your heels wide and just rock the hips from side to side. Interlace your fingers behind you, low at the sacrum, lift the chest. If it's available in your body today, you can start to lift the legs and work with locust pose. You might prefer to keep the arms reaching back or out in front. And our meeting place again is right where we just came from, with the hands out and the forearms supporting our forehead. Same again with the heels, let them roll away. Your breath is deep, healing every part of you. Beautiful. Let's blend a few of these in now. If it's available, you can come into bow pose. You can also do any of the poses you've just played with. Reaching the hands to the top of the feet and pressing the heels back. can start to lift the chest, lift the legs. You're breathing deep. You can try variations with flexed feet. You can even cross those hands like we did in that forward fold, where we cross the arms. It just makes for a variation here. A little bit more of a shoulder opener. Beautiful work. We meet back down again when you're ready on the floor. Now a little one for getting the pectoral area open and the chest. Take your right leg wide and your right arm wide. Right leg and right arm. Reach your left arm out in front of you, and then let's start to take that right arm all the way towards the sky and overhead behind us. So it's going to give us a twist through our spine, which is beautiful for back bending, but it's also getting this full stretch for the chest, for the shoulder, for the pec. Releasing gently to come out of this pose, and we repeat on the left side. Left arm wide, right arm out in front, and then start to lift the left arm towards the sky and bring it over behind you. And just making sure that your head rests on the floor as well. Gently now, coming back to bring both hands down. In underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes and lift back to down dog. Right leg skywards as you inhale. Knee to the chin, exhale. We'll once again tiger curl it in. And this time you can step the foot between the hands as we work up into a high lunge. Lift the arms. Elbows come down. They draw back wide behind 3 times on the in-breath. Close it off on the out-breath. Inhale. See if you can lift the sternum a little bit here. Stay active through the core. Left hand to the left thigh. Right arm to the sky. Just like that. And then return. Let's come into warrior 2. Turn down your back left foot. Reach out. Warrior 2, right leg. Bend into the right knee. Lean the palm, turn the palm forwards. Lean yourself forwards. Inhale and exhale to reach back. Side angle pose. Let's bring the forearm to the thigh. And extend the left arm overhead with the palm face down. Reach through the fingers like you feel like there's one long line between the outer blade of the left foot, all the way out through the fingertips of the left hand. And return slowly back to warrior 2. Lengthen the right leg, triangle pose. We tilt forwards and lower the hand onto the shin, to the foot. Extend through the left arm, maybe taking it overhead as well, an extended triangle. Really the feet just keep pressing in. You're active through the legs and the core. Draw the chest skywards, keep returning the ribs. Take a breath of gratitude for your body. Come on up slowly now. Bend back into the right knee. Lift up onto the back ball of the foot. Let's bring the hands in toward our heart and take a twist. You can either take your left elbow to your right thigh or move into easy twist open with the left hand on the floor and the right arm lifting towards the sky. Return the gaze, return the hands. Return the right leg to a three-legged dog. Bend the knee, open through the hip. You may like to drop into your wild thing if that's in your practice, yogis. Dropping the ball of the foot in behind the left leg, extending through the right arm. This lends itself to a back bend as well. Good. Releasing and returning to downward facing dog. Five deep breaths in dog. Left side now to the sky as we inhale. Tiger curl it in. Exhale, move yourself forwards. Inhale, back up. Stepping through to the high lunge. Lifting the arms. Extending them up towards the sky. Keep bringing that right hip forwards and left hip back. Elbows come down now. Draw them back as you inhale. Close it off as you exhale. Beautiful. Feel like you keep growing in your spine, and after your third round, your right hand to the thigh and your left arm lifts towards the sky. And then come out gently, bring the right foot down to the floor, warrior two. Keep drawing the legs toward each other, feel the energy between the legs. Tailbone drawing down. Left palm now offers itself to the sky. Inhale, lengthen, and exhale to reach back. When you feel that time's right in your body, lean forwards and bring the forearm down, extending overhead with the right arm. Out of our heads and into our hearts is the practice. Gently back through warrior two. Extend long into the left arm. Lean forwards and lower down. Triangle, either with arm overhead or extending. Remembering to draw the chest skyward. And feel that earthing with the right hip and leg. Micro bend through the front leg. Start to bend fully now into that front leg and come out to warrior two. Lifting up onto the back ball of the foot, swiveling the hips to the front of the room. Breathing in for length. Exhale to your twist, to either your easy twist open here. You can always take the variation with your back knee on the floor as well. Enjoy that stretch through the back calf. In the next couple of breaths, we'll make our way back through down dog. And you've got wild thing to come back to. Extend through the leg, bend the knee. Opening up the hip. And extending through the left arm. Let's meet in a reconnecting pose, a grounding, saluting pose, one where we can have utmost compassion, child's pose.
Okay. Slowly coming up to a high kneel. I think I promised a second round of camel pose, so here it is. Your knees just beneath the hips. Start to bring your hands back. Draw the elbows in toward each other, then start to lean yourself forwards. Lifting through the sternum. Feel strong in your body. So you strengthen your back and open the whole front of the body, including the hips, the belly. It's a beautiful stretch here. We make our way back through child's pose to restore and rejuvenate, to return balance. So we must first cultivate that love and compassion toward ourselves first and foremost before we can even begin to send it out into the world. So it starts with us. Starts with us all realizing that we are at one. We are each other. And that we can make a difference. As a collective. Return the hands out in front. Start to support yourself back to downward facing dog. Bending the knees, making your way to the top of the mat. Inhale to rise and lengthen, and exhale, fold down. Brush and reach, arms extend. A little optional baby back bend here perhaps. And then bring your hands in through your heart. The spirit of grounding now as we come into our tree pose. Weight into right leg as you bring your left foot either to your foot, your calf or your thigh. Pressing the foot into the leg. Maybe bringing your hands in towards your heart. Extending them towards the ceiling. Feeling that deep connection beneath you. Solid foundation behind you. Supporting you. The spirit of this posture that uplifts you. It's getting out of our own way to be able to do remarkable things in the world. Really sensing that kind of vibration that's bigger than us. Let's come to the opposite side. We show kindness to ourselves and our bodies. Over to the opposite side we go. Connected in. Foot to thigh like they're pressing in toward each other. Every breath an opportunity to grow. If you extended the arms last time, by all means doing it again on this side. Final breath in. And we breathe out as we return the foot back to the top of the mat. Inhale, arms extend. Exhale as we fold. And rise on the in-breath. Walk the feet now to your mat width. There's a little bit more hip opening coming into this class. Start to bend the knees, and that'll bring the sit bones down towards the earth. You can keep your hands out in front of you or bring the hands in towards your heart. And I really encourage you to bring your elbows, to draw them back in towards the legs.
Feel the energy and the warmth between the hands. Sparing a moment for the numerous people sitting and working in this pose right now. May they feel just a little bit of our love that we have for them, somewhere in their bodies, somewhere in their hearts, somewhere in their spirit. Come on down to the sit bones and let's work with our boat pose. Reach the legs and reach the arms out in front of you. Feel the spine in its full length. Just keep lifting up. We're going to have a little bit of fun, okay? Because that's what we need along the way. Rocking back and forwards a few times. And then we're going to make our way into downward facing dog. You can use the hands behind the legs or go without any support. And then rock onto the feet. Plant your hands and step back to downward dog. Well done. This time we carry the right leg skyward. But we're going to step the foot. So it's like a squat, but instead it's one leg at a time, and we call it lizard pose. Lower the back knee to the floor. Either staying grounded on your right foot, or it might feel okay for you to roll onto the outer blade of the foot. Resting either on the hands or the forearms. Inviting some openness to your hips. Gently walk the right foot back into the midline. You can either come into that hamstring stretch we did previously by lengthening the right leg and coming up onto the heels, or if it feels available to you in your body today, how about try lengthening out the back leg as well. So you're giving yourself a stretch in the left calf. Squaring off the hips. Let's gently start to return weight forwards, bend into the right knee, bring the hands down either side of that foot. And yogis, you can choose to take a flow back or just step back to downward facing dog. And with ease, with grace, we extend the left leg to the sky. Stepping it through for lizard pose on this left side. Grounding the foot or coming onto the outer blade of the back knee to the floor, perhaps hands or forearms supporting your body. And you will, it's natural tendency to want to compare ourselves, yeah? So by comparing our hips, 6 comes up. That's just a subtle variation. We can notice left hip compared to right. We can compare ourselves to others in the world and feel like we're not enough, or we don't have enough of something. And that too becomes a habit. Maybe in this moment we think about comparing ourselves to a whole other segment of people around the world and having some utmost gratitude for your life, for your hips, for your body. For the freedom in your hips, maybe a different kind of freedom than anybody else may have the opportunity to having in a lifetime.
And let's start to come out of this one. For the hamstring stretch, we walk the left foot back in with the hands either side. Weight back. And if you did previously, tuck toes and extend the right leg also. You can come up onto the fingertips here. Support your body. Make it work for you. Rather than being trapped in our minds and in our thoughts, find freedom by coming into a heart space. All right, when you're ready, start to travel forwards. Extend the left leg. Return to downward dog, maybe taking a flow again. Final standing side series. Right leg to the sky, inhale. To the chin, draw it in. Step the foot between the hands. Lift and extend through the arms. Elbows come down. They draw back just once, inhale. Left elbow underneath the right, wrap the arms. You've done this. Bend into your back left leg. Let's work with warrior 3. Lean forwards and float your left leg off the earth. For 3 breaths as you're active through the left leg. Squared up through the hips. And then we're going to bend the front right leg and actually carry your left leg up and over to where is comfortable to find eagle pose here. Maybe even bringing the foot in behind the calf or using the foot to rest down and ground down into the earth. Take a deep breath in. Because we have a lot of the dance to do as our standing balancing back bend. Left hand reaches for the arch of the left foot. Extend through the right arm and tilt yourself forwards. Pressing the foot into the hand like you did in all of the previous poses. And then let's hug the knee up into the chest. Step back long. Lift through the arms, hands come through heart. We twist once again. 3 deep breaths in your twist before flowing back through vinyasa or down dog. Well done. Final round, let's go. Inhale, left leg. Carry it forwards, exhale. To the sky, inhale. Bend the elbows, exhale. Draw them back, inhale. Right arm under the left, exhale. Weight forwards into front left leg. Right leg travels off the floor. Really active through your core here, active through that back leg. Toes drawing down. Before bending the front leg, traveling right leg forwards and over the top of the left. Embracing all of the challenges that come up in the practice, the resistance the mind puts out. Final breath in and out. Top leg uncrosses, hand to the arch of the foot, extend through the left arm and maybe start to lean forwards. Lifting the foot. We meet with the knee hugging into the chest. We travel back into a high lunge, extend the arms, hands through heart. Twist for a few breaths. Good. And then we release the hands and travel back through down dog. Your vinyasa. We meet down the earth with the knees earthed. The hips coming back to meet with the heels. support yourself to all fours. Well done. Start to slide your right knee forwards and bring your right foot inside the body. And you can travel backwards with the left leg for pigeon pose. Draw the hands back toward the waistline. Extend long into the spine and inhale. If you've enjoyed some quad stretching, you might want to incorporate this here. Any other variations you are familiar with. And then slowly, with a long spine, you can make your way down to the earth as you surrender. Surrendering to what was, what is, and what will be. Slowly start to come up. Your left leg that is behind you is going to travel forwards and fold over the top of your right leg now. See if you can even stack the knees on top of one another, flexing through the feet. It's the left arm that will come overhead. Sorry, the right arm will come overhead. So the opposite arm that's overhead. And then reach back. If you're at home, you can use a tea towel or a strap here between your hands, or a belt if that's handy. Always have it handy when you're practicing at home. You can stay upright here, or you can fold down over the legs for more of a glute stretch. Gently returning out of cow face pose by coming upright. The leg that's folded on top, let's move it to the opposite direction so the knees begin to stack and that top foot just rests in the groove of the base foot. And we take an open twist as we bring the right hand behind us, back of the left hand to the right lower knee. Lift and grow your spine long and take your gaze out over your back shoulder tip. And gently walking now, the hands. Let's come back to the top of the mat. Return to all fours and bring some movement, so some freedom to your body. Maybe even circling the knees back. And then we'll start to bring the left knee behind the left wrist. Flexing through that left foot, walking the toes of the back right leg back upright and breathing. If you took a quad stretch on the previous side or worked with Queen or King, then going into that side now. Growing the spine and creating space in the whole body before coming down and earthing whenever that time is right for you in your practice. Notice if your mind is active and notice what it takes within you, the tools that you have acquired over this practice, over this lifetime, to bring you present. Not necessarily to stop the chatter, but to notice the chatter, to quieten the chatter, to find space and little pauses during the chatter. That's mindfulness. That's freedom in itself. To find your own inner sense of freedom, freedom of worry, of concern, of stress, of sadness, of anxieties. A few more breaths in pigeon. And then support yourself as you start to bring your right leg from behind up and over the left. Remember, you can also sit cross-legged here. The opposite arm will come up and overhead and fold in behind you, and the same arm will reach back. You can also just bring the hand over to the elbow here and draw the elbow in behind the head, and you get this stretch for the tricep. Either staying here and upright or folding down over the legs. And gently start to return, releasing the arms first. They can come behind you to support you as you uncross top leg, stack it on top of base leg, top foot into the groove, spine is long, back right hand to left leg, left hand behind you, twisting open. Gently in your own time, return the gaze. Return both hands, bring them behind you. We're going to uncross or undo the legs and bring them out in front. And then you're nice and close to the ground so you can support yourself all the way down towards the earth. Bend your knees and bring your feet toward the body. In fact, you can just skim the heels with the fingertips here as you reach your arms down long. Spread the fingers, ground the arms, press into the hands and use the in-breath to lift the hips towards the ceiling. Top of the inhale, top of the movement before exhaling back down towards the floor. Bottom of the in-breath. is when the tailbone connects down into the earth, moving through in your timing. This is also an opportunity, yogis online and offline with us today, to either lift into other back bends. A beautiful time to support your body perhaps with some support and blocks and bolsters at home underneath the hips here, and stay in a more restorative and supportive back bend. You might like to bring your hands behind you and work into full wheel pose if that's in your range today. If you are choosing a back bend, like a full wheel, just ensure you tuck your chin in as you gently come back down to the floor. It can feel nice to twist after back bends. It can feel nice to swivel the legs from side to side. Feel into your body and give it exactly what it's needing in this moment. Recently returned from Bali, where I attended a couple of classes actually as a yoga practitioner, and one of the teachers called Happy Baby Pose our blissful baby pose, she called it. So let's come into blissful baby pose by taking the legs wide and bringing the knees down towards the body. Samadhi is an internal bliss-like state that we aim to reach through the practice of yoga. May all beings also reach Samadhi. In this lifetime. Start to bring those legs in towards you. We're going to wrap the right over the left. Similar to like a reclined cow face pose. Then you can reach your hands down long to your shins or the top of the feet, and then draw the legs in towards the body. Keep grounding the sit bones down, back and away from you as you keep pressing the knees down towards the chest. Uncross the legs and swap the cross. Stay holding the left leg in towards the chest, and you can release the right leg back down to the floor. Rotating through the ankle a few times with the left foot. Giving it one last squeeze in towards the chest. And then taking the left leg right across the body for a twist now. And use the right hand to press it down. Leaving your left arm out wide, and maybe even taking your gaze out over your left fingertips to the left side of the room. Letting everything just settle down now. And the heat of the practice and the back bending, and now really cooling matters down. Let's release that left leg and take it down towards the floor so that you can encourage the right knee up in towards the chest now. Giving a good hug in for a couple of breaths. Exploring your range of movement as you move the hip around a little bit by moving the knee from side to side. It's the left hand that then takes a hold of the whole right leg and takes it over the body so the right arm can reach out and perhaps the gaze. And releasing gently. If you have any other poses you'd like to do before we move into meditation, you're welcome to. Inversions is one of those options. Moving into something like a shoulder stand, or alternatively you might want to continue with this back bending and heart opening theme and use a block or bolster beneath the spine and lift through the chest in a fish pose, Matsyasana. And just bringing some movement and that sense of freedom through your body. It's incredible to really experience this movement, this sense in your body when you dedicate your practice to the hundreds and thousands of others who are experiencing more pain and suffering than perhaps you've ever known in this lifetime. Perhaps working through some of your counter poses to your inversions. All of us meeting back down on the earth as we enter our meditation practice. You may choose to either sit upright or lay down on your backs. Find yourself in a stance where you are comfortable and can remain. And just observe anything that's around you as you begin to commence this practice. If your mind is perhaps a little active still, it's okay, just focus on the spaces. Breathe into space. Expand on that space. Breathing in love and compassion.
Breathing out fear, pain, suffering. The deeper you breathe, the deeper you go.
starting to bring your awareness to your fingers and toes. Inviting some gentle movement back to your body. Bending at your knees and rolling to your preferred side. And keep your eyes closed down. And gently support yourself to a seat. A seat in utmost gratitude to those today and over the last week who have been doing yoga for freedom. Let's bring our hands to our hearts, a Tiratan, and all the work that you do. Those of you who have come to move your bodies with me today in this space, thank you. And all of those suffering in silence, we offer ourselves and our love to you now and always. Namaste. Thank you for tuning in to this very special charity-based class, and for your donations are going to a much needed cause. We look forward to sharing more practices like these with you soon. Keep up your practice and keep open your hearts. See you all soon.